Welcome to this Speak to Connect video about preparing for your upcoming motivational or persuasive speech. Since you will be using this speech in the contest later, you will need to know exactly what is expected of you and what the contest judges will be looking for when they determine who the winners are. Watch this video to find out. So far in this program, we have discussed how to write a well-organized outline and using clear transitions when moving from one main point or one example to another. Your speech must have a catchy title, and your introduction must have a good hook and a clear thesis so that your listeners understand what you will be talking about. The body of the speech must have at least 3 main points that are supported by evidence. And you must have a memorable conclusion that ties everything together. We have also done some fun exercises to practice vocal variety, and we talked about effective body movements versus distractive body movements. You should keep all of these skills in the back of your mind as you prepare this speech, and work on showing your audience that you are becoming comfortable with all of them. An optional addition is using a visual aid. Pick a topic you are interested in and persuade your audience to understand, accept, or act upon your ideas. Use both logic and emotion to appeal to the audience's needs and emotions, using research, stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Your speech should be between 4 to 6 minutes, so make sure you practice and stay within that time frame. The biggest difference between this speech and the informational speech you gave before is that you do not want to merely give information and leave it there. The purpose of this speech is to motivate or persuade people, and you can consider the following when you decide what should be your topic. Think about a lesson you have learned that you want to share with others. Think about qualities that are important in someone's character. Think about what is happening in the world that needs our attention. Think about what is important to you so that you will enjoy preparing and giving your speech. What can you teach people? In the past, participants have talked about the advantages of always looking at the bright side, reasons and ways to control your anger, putting some perspective on your so-called problems by understanding the problems people are facing elsewhere in the world, the cruelty of animal testing for beauty products, and so on. Your topic options are unlimited. When the judges evaluate the speeches, they will be looking at 5 criteria: content, purpose, delivery, language, and audience engagement. Each speaker will be awarded anywhere from 1 to 10 points for each category, for a total of 50 possible points. The contestant with the highest score wins. Judging on content is really based on the structure of your speech and the strength of your arguments. Judges are looking for a speech that has a clear opening, body, and conclusion. Arguments or information should be presented in a logical order, with transitions to signal when the speaker is moving on to a new topic or main point. The introduction has an interesting hook to get the audience interested, and the conclusion reinforces the purpose of the speech. The speech is meant to persuade or motivate, and this purpose must be clearly communicated to the listeners. The speech value justifies the act of speaking, and listeners should feel that the speaker has made a contribution to their thinking. When judges evaluate your purpose, what they are really looking at is your thesis and how your thesis relates to all the listeners. Are your listeners truly benefiting from paying attention to your speech? Next on the list is delivery. While all the information you provide may be really interesting, what makes your speech come alive is your delivery, the way you present it. Use vocal variety by changing your speaking rate, volume, and pitch for emphasis. Remember that your voice is a more powerful tool to communicate emotions than your words are. Show excitement, happiness, fear, surprise, and so on by acting out these emotions with your voice and your body. Proper vocal variety and body language will keep your listeners engaged. You should speak with enthusiasm and assurance. Your language should promote a clear understanding of thoughts. Correctness ensures that attention will be directed towards what you say, not how it is said. Proper use of grammar and correct pronunciation will show that you are the master of the words being used. Make sure that you use powerful words that emphasize your ideas. For example, participants have said a whopping 54%, or use the word abomination instead of the word problem. Your words matter. Finally, an important part of your speech is audience engagement. You should involve the audience to keep listeners interested. You can do this by asking them to raise their hands, answer questions, or imagine certain scenarios. If you can interact directly with your audience, speak with them rather than at them, they will enjoy your speech all the more, and you will ensure that the listeners feel a connection to you. The most important thing to remember is that the success of your speech depends on your enthusiasm and your knowledge. So make sure to pick a topic that you're interested in and deliver it with all the enthusiasm you can muster. It's time for you to put together everything you've learned over the past few weeks and give it all you've got. Remember, if you can manage to have some fun preparing and delivering, then your audience will have some fun listening. Finally, here are a few other things you need to keep in mind. First, if you include research, you must cite your sources. Tell the listeners where you got your information, which organization conducted the studies you discuss, who wrote the book or article you refer to, what the title of the book or article was, and so on. Second, your speech will be more memorable if you include personal experiences. Facts and research are often very eye-opening and interesting, but people forget them quickly. However, people remember stories. Personal experiences are especially effective in a motivational or persuasive speech. Practice every day and ask your family to give you feedback so that you can get better. Then practice some more to make sure that you are really showing us your best. We hope that this video gave you some things to think about while preparing your motivational speech. You can find us on our website and on Facebook for more ideas and information. Thank you for watching, and have fun with your speech.